Have you ever wondered why Jews were expelled from Medina and multiple European countries over the course of history? It's a question that has echoed through the corridors of time, a testament to the intricate tapestry that is our collective past. Today we embark on a journey tracing the footsteps of history to uncover the reasons behind these expulsions. This exploration will take us through a chronological narrative beginning with the expulsion from Medina, the city of the Prophet Muhammad, and moving forward to the numerous expulsions from various European nations. We'll delve into the historical context of these events, shedding light on the socio-political climates of the time and the roles they played in shaping these significant moments. So buckle up, history enthusiasts, as we navigate through this complex terrain, piecing together the puzzle of the past. Join us as we delve into this fascinating chapter of history. To understand the expulsion of Jews from Medina, we must first understand the socio-political climate of the time. Medina, or Yathrib as it was known then, was a bustling city-state on the Arabian Peninsula. It was a melting pot of cultures, religions, and political ideologies, a place where Jewish tribes, pagan Arabs, and nascent Muslim community coexisted. However, beneath this veneer of coexistence, there were underlying tensions. The Jewish tribes, namely Banu Nadir, Banu Kainuka, and Banu Qurayza, held significant economic and political power, and this stirred unease among the Arab tribes. Additionally, the emergence of Islam, with its monotheistic beliefs, was seen as a threat to the established religious order. In this simmering pot of tension, certain incidents fueled the fire. The Jewish tribes were found to be conspiring against the Prophet Muhammad, even plotting his assassination. This was a blatant violation of the Constitution of Medina, a social contract that governed the relations between Muslims, Jews, and pagan Arabs. The Jewish tribe's treachery was not taken lightly. The Prophet Muhammad, acting as the leader of the Medinan society, ordered the expulsion of the Banu Nadir and Banu Kainuka tribes. The Banu Qurayza, on the other hand, faced a harsher fate due to their treason during the Battle of the Trench, when they sided with the Meccan Quraysh against the Muslims. The Quran, the Holy Book of Islam, mentions these incidents, highlighting the treachery of these Jewish tribes and their subsequent expulsion. It serves as a reminder of the consequences of breaking mutual agreements and conspiring against peace and harmony. The expulsion from Medina marked a significant turning point in Jewish history, but it was not the end of their trials. This event set the stage for their further expulsions from various European countries, a topic we will delve into in the upcoming scenes. The echoes of these expulsions can still be heard today, resonating through the annals of history and shaping the socio-political landscape of the world. The expulsion of Jews did not end with Medina. In fact, it was just the beginning. As we turn the pages of history, we find ourselves in the heart of Europe, specifically in Spain and Portugal during the 15th century. A time when the Jewish communities faced significant upheaval due to their expulsion. In Spain, the Alhambra Decree of 1492, issued by Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella, ordered the expulsion of practicing Jews, the reasons predominantly religious. The monarchy, in their fervor to establish a uniform Catholic kingdom, saw the Jews as a threat to their religious unity. The impact was profound. Thousands of Jews were forced to either convert to Catholicism or leave the country. Those who stayed and converted, known as conversos, often faced suspicion and discrimination, their sincerity in embracing the new faith constantly under scrutiny. Meanwhile, in Portugal, King Manuel I, under pressure to solidify ties with Spain, decreed in 1496 that all Jews must either convert to Christianity or leave the country. The decree, much like in Spain, led to a mass exodus of Jews, disrupting communities and causing immense hardship. These expulsions had a significant impact on the Jewish diaspora. Families were torn apart, possessions abandoned, and centuries-old communities were shattered. The expulsion from Spain, known as the Sephardic diaspora, spread the Jewish community far and wide, from North Africa and the Ottoman Empire to Western Europe and the Americas. In the face of such adversity, the expelled Jews showed remarkable resilience. They carried with them their rich culture, traditions, and language, known as Ladino, a unique blend of Hebrew and Old Spanish. Despite being scattered across the globe, they maintained their unique Sephardic identity, which continues to thrive to this day. The expulsion from Spain and Portugal marked a significant disruption in Jewish life and culture, but their trials were far from over. As the centuries passed, the Jews faced further expulsions from other European countries. This wave of expulsions began in earnest in the 13th century when England became the first country to expel its Jewish population. The reason, as it so often is, was rooted in suspicion and intolerance. Jews had become an essential part of England's economy, but their success bred resentment, leading to accusations of usury and a series of laws that targeted their livelihoods. This culminated in the Edict of Expulsion in 1290, which forced thousands of Jews to leave their homes and seek refuge elsewhere. The story was similar in France. In the 14th century, Jews were expelled from the country not once, but twice. The first expulsion in 1306 was driven by economic greed. The French king, Philip the Fair, seized Jewish property and expelled them to refill his coffers. The second expulsion in 1394 was sparked by religious tensions and the unfounded accusations of ritual murder. These expulsions decimated Jewish communities and left a lasting scar on French Jewry. Meanwhile, in Germany, Jews were expelled from various cities throughout the 14th and 15th centuries. These expulsions were largely driven by social and religious tensions, with Jews often scapegoated during times of crisis. The Black Death, for instance, led to widespread persecution of Jews who were falsely accused of poisoning wells. These expulsions marked some of the darkest times in Jewish history, but they also led to a major shift in Jewish demographics. As Jews were forced out of Western Europe, they began to settle in Eastern Europe and the Ottoman Empire, laying the groundwork for the rich tapestry of Jewish life and culture that would emerge in these regions in the centuries to come. The expulsions of Jews from Medina and various European countries had profound impacts on Jewish history and culture. These expulsions resulted in the dispersion of Jewish people throughout the world, a phenomenon known as the Jewish diaspora. This dispersion has been a defining feature of Jewish history, shaping the Jewish identity and influencing Jewish culture in profound ways. Having to establish themselves in new lands, Jewish communities adapted to their new environments. They absorbed aspects of the local culture while also maintaining their unique traditions, beliefs, and practices. This resulted in a rich tapestry of Jewish cultures, each with its own distinct flavor, yet all sharing a common thread. The expulsions also led to the development of new forms of Jewish thought and philosophy. Being scattered across different regions, Jewish scholars encountered various intellectual traditions and philosophical schools of thought. This exposure sparked debates, discussions, and ultimately the evolution of Jewish thought. For example, the expulsion from Spain led to a flourishing of Jewish mysticism known as Kabbalah in the Ottoman Empire. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, the expulsions gave rise to Hasidic Judaism, a spiritual revival movement that emphasized personal relationship with God and joy in worship. Yet despite these cultural and intellectual developments, the expulsions were not without their hardships. The Jewish people faced persecution, discrimination, and violence. They were often scapegoated and marginalized, their rights and freedoms restricted, but through it all, they persevered. Indeed, the story of Jewish expulsions is also a story of resilience and determination. Despite being uprooted from their homes, facing hostility and adversity, the Jewish people managed to survive. They rebuilt their lives, maintained their identity, and contributed significantly to the societies they lived in. So, when we reflect on the impact of these expulsions, we see a complex picture. On one hand, we see the pain and suffering that these expulsions caused. On the other hand, we see the incredible resilience of the Jewish people, their ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Despite the trials and tribulations they faced, the Jewish people have managed to survive and thrive, a testament to their resilience and determination. We have traversed a long, complex journey through history today. We've seen the unfurling of events, from the Jews' expulsion from Medina due to treacherous plots against the Prophet, to their multiple displacements from European lands. These were not arbitrary acts. They were responses to perceived threats, real or otherwise, to the established order of the time. The Jews, though not native to Palestine, found themselves there only to be uprooted and scattered several times over centuries. They sought refuge in various regions, often finding temporary solace under Muslim rule. Their experiences in Andalusia and the Ottoman Empire are particularly noteworthy, where they flourished for a time before the wheel of fortune turned again. Although the journey has been difficult, the Jewish people have shown an inspiring resilience. Their story is a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure and overcome adversity.